Just a quick reminder guys, these narrations are best enjoyed with headphones on. Hey everyone, this week we review the Coalition's foray in the turn-based tactical genre. Can this game beat Sonic Heroes' 103.75% and knock Tails off his high horse? Or is this game too slow? Let's find out. Right, before this review continues, I will pass you on to the rather vengeful Lucky Swifttail, who's going to be doing the review for me. Right, Lucky, I'm going to go grab a bite of lunch, so the floor is yours. Thanks a lot, James. So here we go. Gears of War is one of the biggest franchises Microsoft has in their portfolio. Second to, of course, Halo. The first three entries of this series has really pushed the Xbox 360 hardware since the first game's release back in 2006. Quick fun fact for you guys, did you know that the story of the original Gears of War was inspired by the game's lead designer, the legendary Cliff Bleszinski's failed first marriage and a visit to London? The protagonist's name, Marcus Phoenix, was also the fact that he lost everything from that failed marriage and he was rising from his own ashes. And finally, the music that was used in the promotional material for that particular Gears of War title, Mad World by Gary Jules, was going through his head when that first marriage eventually failed. Wow, touche, didn't exactly know that. Oh, and by the way, hold up a second, I thought you were getting some lunch. Relax, Lucky good sir, I'm getting it delivered. Anyway, back to the review. Recently, the developer has been switched from Epic Games to the Coalition. However, in recent years, the series has been going through somewhat of a renaissance from the substandard Gears of War Judgment, with the 5th and the 6th entries of this franchise being highly successful. When the Xbox Series X was launched in 2020, Splash Damage decided to take the duck and cover mechanic, for which the franchise was famous for, implemented in a turn-based tactical setting. The story takes place before the events of the original Gears of War. A subterranean genocidal race of creatures known as the Locust Horde emerged to the surface of Serra, beginning an all-out war against humanity. We are losing. You play Sergeant Gabriel Diaz. It is up to you to lead your squad to track down and assassinate a key Locust figure who has been responsible for creating the various creatures of the Locust used for instruments of war. The accessibility scores are as follows. Alright, to kick things off, visibility I gave it 11. Once again, the Coalition in Splash Damage fails to disappoint in this category. The dedicated accessibility category in the options menu is very extensive. There are numerous colorblind modes that can be changed on the fly. Also, the way that these colorblind modes can be displayed can also be customized. The colorblind modes that you choose can be applied to the interface only, or the entire screen as a filter. This level of customization makes this game extremely easy to play for a player with a visual impairment. At ability, I also scored a sky high 11. In terms of this category, the Coalition's pedigree and accessibility shines yet again. There are in-game subtitles that can be enabled and disabled via the options menu. The font size of these subtitles can also be customized. So a player with a hearing impairment should be able to read the subtitles without the risk of getting any eye strain. So this game is extremely accessible for a player with a hearing impairment. Mobility, I also scored a sky high 11. In terms of this category, this game is highly accessible with a player with a mobility impairment. Both the console and the PC versions have mouse and keyboard support. The hotkey shortcuts that can be used in the game can be fully customized to suit your impairment. Keyboard and mouse not your bag? No problem. You can plug in your trusty Xbox One controller and play the game with a controller as though you were playing the console version of the game. By the way, Did I even say that there is support for the Xbox Adaptive Controller? Well, you know what? If I didn't, it's worth saying again. So this game is very easily playable for a player with a mobility impairment. Gameplay, I scored a 10.5. For a game that based off the XCOM formulae, this game is downright perfection. There is no stealth mechanics like in XCOM 2, with gruesome executions in which the Gears of War franchise is famous for. What makes this game truly stand out from the crowd is that game relies on aggression in combat. Of course, you can't blindly rush one of your characters in the heat of battle. You'll have to think a lot more tactically. For example, if one of your units were to be in cover and behind a low wall, barrier, or various other structures, it helps them last longer in a firefight, as it decreases the chance of that character being hit should him or her come under fire. However, once you've completed the campaign, there's not much extra content. When you complete the game, there is no new game plus mode nor multiplayer to keep you playing. In James's honest opinion, this is a waste of opportunity to extend the game's lifespan. However, there is Iron Man mode. To all the people who are unfamiliar with Iron Man mode adds the pressure of having your character's lives at stake. Progress of the game itself is tied to a single rolling autosave, mixed in with the permadeath mechanics of most XCOM style games. When one of your favorite character dies because he or she was too stupid to check his corners, too bad, it's gone forever. Another thing that stands out from the XCOM is boss enemies. At certain points of a mission, you'll be facing a boss enemy, for example, a Brumok. This, good friends, is where the shit heads to the fun. These boss enemies can kill one or more members of your whole squad in a single hit. So, when this happens, you'll really need to start to think on your toes. In summary, Gears Tactics is the XCOM formula perfected. It combines the brutality and non-stop action of Gears, mixing with the cool, calculated, and tactical style of XCOM. When compared to other similar games, such as Phantom Doctrine, this game quite literally blows it out the water. With this game being available on Game Pass for both PC and console, and Xbox Series S and X enhancements, it would be criminal not to at least give this game a try. And the overall score is a massive 108.75%, and Sonic Heroes comes crashing down with a massive bang. Ha! In your face, Tails! Right, see you guys in the next review. Spartan Commander 1990 and Lucky Swifttail out. Roll out, Spartan Legion.